Welcome back to my series of 200 ultra hard PMP practice questions. In this video, we're going to be doing questions 141 to 150. I'm Andrew Ramdial. I'm the author of the world's best-selling PMP study guide, PMP Exam Prep Simplified. And I'm also the creator of Udemy's best-selling e-learning class for the PMP, which has over 370,000 enrollment. Combined with my live courses, books, and videos, I have helped over 500,000 people pass their exam. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. By the way, if you enjoy content like this, it would help the channel a lot. It would help me a lot if you guys can click on that like button, click on the subscribe button, so we can keep producing more content like this. Let's get into it. Let's get into our questions here. All right, where's my pen? Here we go. As a project manager in charge of a new sustainability initiative, you have introduced a groundbreaking environmental monitoring system. However, you notice that your project team is hesitant to adapt this technology, leading to delays in the implementation phase. What is the most effective measure to ensure team adaptation and project progress? Implement a reward system for early adapters of the technology. Arrange for a series of brief, informative sessions on how the technology contributes to project goal. Conduct an extensive workshop with the team that examines the technology. Enlist the help of environmental experts to explain the importance of the technology to the team's work. Okay, so what are we going to be doing here? You have a team that is hesitant, as you can see here, to adapt to the technology. But why are they hesitant? Maybe because they just don't understand the technology. So one of the things you don't want to do on this exam is force something on someone. Don't push things on the team. Show people why something is important. So first of all, you don't need, A doesn't really work on this question because it's the team that is hesitant and you just don't want to just push it on them, which is kind of what A is doing. It's like, okay, it's a reward if you guys do it, but they're probably going to be still hesitant. You want to take the choice that remove this word, like how to remove them being hesitant on it. Arrange for a series of brief informed on how the technology contributes to the project goal was the other good answer. Enlist the help of the environment. No, you don't want to just go outside. Work with the team first. So it was two good answers. It was either B or C here. I was going on it. Now, you notice this one is how it contributes to the project goal. The best thing here we can do is have the team work with the technology, have them discover it themselves versus we telling them, hey, this is going to align with the goal. So those were the two options. Should we let them discover it, let them examine it, and let them find out for themselves? Or should we just tell it to them? If you're saying, hey, it's best let them find out, they're going to better understand the technology. That's why C is going to be better than B. 142. Launching a project to introduce a new healthcare system across multiple clinics. The project manager realizes that there are discrepancies between the project scope and the latest project data protection regulation. While the project's leadership team advises proceeding as planned, anticipating that these discrepancies will be dissolved in due time, the project manager is concerned about potential compliance issues. Now, this is something that's probably very realistic in real life, by the way. What is the most appropriate initial step for the project manager? Conduct an in-depth analysis of the health data protection regulations and outline a detailed compliance plan. Okay. Initiate a risk assessment session to evaluate the impact of potential non-compliance on the project. Arrange a consultation with a legal expert in the health data protection to advise on compliance strategies. Redesign the project scope to include only those elements currently in compliance with existing regulations. So there was one answer you could have just throw right out, and it really came down to three good answers. I thought this was a very difficult question. Here's what I got. Let's see what you guys got. Now, first of all, which choice could you have thrown out? Well, you just can't just go and just redesign a scope like that on a project. First of all, if it's a traditional project, keep in mind on traditional projects, you need that change management system. You need to do a change request. You need to have a change control board or sponsor review it. And on an agile project, if you want to change the scope, you got to have the product owner add it to the product backlog. So at no point is a project manager should be ever redesigning or changing a scope without either the sponsor or the product owner. Now, this one says arrange a consultation with legal experts. So you don't want to go outside yet. It's saying the initial step. right? So this is the key word. It's like, what should you be doing first? So you don't want to go outside yet. You never want to just go outside unless there's really no other option. Try to do this internally on the project. Now, it came down to two, all right? I really thought, is it going to be risk assessment, session to evaluate the impact, or an in-depth analysis of the data and come up with a compliance plan? Well, before you come up and you start doing all your risk assessment, you have to conduct an in-depth plan. What exactly is this risk compliance? So what you should be doing is an in-depth analysis of this particular regulation. That makes A better than B. By the way, I want to point out something, that by doing A, you're going to be doing B also. Because when you do an in-depth analysis and coming up with your compliance plan, you should be doing the risk assessment in it, making A a better answer. 143. At the beginning of a green building project, the project manager is tasked by the lead architect to engage a key supplier known for their sustainable materials. However, the supplier is reluctant to collaborate, believing the project's environmental goals do not align with their business model. What action should the project manager take to encourage supplier participation? Propose a trial period for the supplier to assess the project's commitment to sustainability. Refer the matter to the lead architect, suggesting the need for higher level negotiations. Initiate a campaign to highlight the project's sustainability achievement and future plans. Conduct a detailed presentation for the supplier outlining the environmental impact and mutual benefits. Okay, this one here, pretty difficult. Really came down to two good answers. What answer did you get? Because I got D, to me, is the best answer here. Here's why. Now, you notice this person, like the first question, is reluctant. The other one, in the first question we had in this 141, they were hesitant. In this one, they're reluctant. They're like, we don't know why we should do this. And you notice it does not align with their business model. So you have to help prove that. So the question is saying, hey, this guy doesn't want to do it because he doesn't feel that it aligns with their business model. So now you have to go and prove that to them. A trial period is not going to prove that it aligns to their business model. This is them doing it. This is them doing it, but they're not really sure if they're aligned or not. You don't want to never give away your work. If there's a choice on your exam that says give the work to someone, it's probably not the answer. Initiate a campaign to highlight the project's sustainability achievement. Well, you know what? This is going to be their achievement and future plans. C does not really have anything to do with the vendor, by the way. But D does. In D, you're going to go to them. You're going to show them why this particular thing is useful for the project and the benefits that they're going to get out of it. Making D the best answer. 144. Following a directive to enhance operational efficiency within a multinational corporation, the executive team has requested an update on the progress and remaining tasks for all ongoing agile projects. What methodology should the project manager employ to accurately convey this information? Time tracking analysis, resource allocation report, progress milestone review, or sprint burn-up chart. All right, this one here was actually pretty easy. You notice they want to see how much work is left on remaining tasks, and this the burn-up chart does that. Now, I do want to point out that the burn-up chart is using Agile because it represents the work completed versus the work remaining done. So I want you guys to, before you walk into your exam room, you're probably going to get questions on burn up and burn down chart. Make sure you know the difference. We do cover those in the class. And you notice the moment we saw that they were looking on Agile projects, you should have known right away, burn up and burn down charts are exclusive there. Time tracking analysis is not something we use. These other things are not something we use on Agile projects. They're more likely used on traditional projects. 145. During a complex software development project, the project manager notes that several technical and operational challenges are arising due to conflicting requirements from various stakeholders. What is the most efficient strategy for the project manager to facilitate project advancement? Initiate a stakeholder analysis to better understand conflict interests and address them systematically. All right. Assign team leaders to negotiate solutions for each conflicting requirement directly with the stakeholders. All right. Update the project communication plan to include more frequent stakeholder engagement sessions. Okay. Directly negotiate and reconcile the conflicting requirements to streamline project execution. This is a trick question. Don't go with the answer you think you're going to go with. I'm telling you guys, this is a trick question. Now, these types of questions, you have to read them very carefully. Because if a lot of you guys said A, it's not right. Here's why. You see, the question specifically asked to fix this. It's an effective strategy to facilitate project advancement. So what strategy here is going to allow the project to proceed? You see, A is not a good answer because in this one, you're just trying to understand their conflict. So in this one, you're understanding their conflicts and you're trying to address them. The best way to address them is to negotiate with them, negotiate and reconcile the actual differences between the project, making D a better answer than A. Never give away anything. Never say, okay, hey, you guys go out and you guys do this. Update the communication plan to include more frequent stakeholder engagement. It's not something you can do without a change request. Now, I want to point out something to you guys. If this question, it says, what should you do first? Or what should you do next? Then A would have been a better answer than D. But the question isn't asking for what to do first. The question is literally asking to fix the problem. So I want you guys to point out something. If a question is like, how do you fix this? You can't fix things by examining things. If the question is, what should you do first? Well, never fix things first. All right. So you got to read it carefully. All right. So let me say that again. If a question says, what's the next step? What should you do first? Then don't fix it right away. Examine the situation, analyze what's happening around you, read some documents, review your plans, meet with team members, ask them what's going on. But if they're asking, hey, which one of these choices will fix this problem, eliminate this problem? Well, you asking around, you checking plans, you doing this is not going to fix or eliminate the problem. Then you got to come up with an actual concrete solution to address the actual problem. All right, 146. During the integration phase of an international IT project, the project manager noticed frequent miscommunications between the on-site and offshore teams, primarily due to cultural misunderstanding and language nuisances. The project manager has individually spoken with members from both teams and confirmed that these differences are hindering project progress. All right, this may be real life for you if you work on many international projects. What should the project manager do to enhance understanding and cooperation between the teams? Implement a mandatory language proficiency course for all team members. Okay. Facilitate a workshop that allows both teams to share the cultural norms and communication preferences. Assign a bilingual team liaison to translate and mediate communication. Require all project communication to be conducted in written form to reduce misunderstanding. Best answer here, guys, is, of course, B. Yeah, this one wasn't too difficult. So if you have team members that can't get along, the best thing to do, we learn in our exam is we have to make sure we train them correctly. We don't want anything that's just mandatory. I don't think people are going to learn an entire language that quickly. Require all to be done in a written, sometimes it's hard to do written communications if they're actually communicating very frequently. You don't want to just pass it on, and if the liaison is not there to translate, it might be a problem. The best thing here is to have them work together. As a project manager, facilitate, bring people together, let them work together, let them discuss what's going on so the problem is actually solved, making B the best answer. 147. As part of a company-wide project to enhance IT security, the project manager scheduled a series of educational webinars for employees. A leader from a department not yet covered in the initial rollout expresses interest in attending one of these early sessions. What should the project manager do to best support the initiative's goals and engage interested stakeholders? All right. Limit webinar attendance to only those departments scheduled for early phase rollout. Okay. Suggest the webinar leader wait for the tailored sessions specific to the department. Encourage the department leader to join the upcoming webinar to get an early insight and prepare their team. Provide recorded versions of the webinar exclusively to those in the initial rollout phase. All right. Now, this question plays on the concept of engaging your stakeholders. Engage your stakeholders how? If you remember, I say this in the course, often and early. Always remember that. Often and early, or I should say early and often. You can see the best answer. Here's why. So notice that this is a company-wide project. And if you're scheduling a series of educational webinars for employees, then who should you invite? Right? If you have a project that is going to be affecting the entire company, means everybody's a stakeholder in this project, and you want to do a series of educational thing about this, then who technically should you invite? If you said everyone because they're all your stakeholders, because you want to engage all your stakeholders, correct. That's why C is the answer. You don't want to limit it right off the bat. You don't want to tell them to wait. Previously recorded versions, while this is good, maybe you want to encourage them to come, and if they could, great. If not, maybe then you can do D. Making C the best answer. 148. A project manager is tasked with integrating advanced artificial intelligence features into an existing software product. However, the current project team lacks the AI expertise required for successful implementation. What should the project manager do to ensure the project's success despite the team's current skills limitation? Initiated target AI training programs for the team. Okay, partner with an AI technology firm to provide expert consultation. Facilitate workshop that innovates problem-solving techniques. Deploy automated tools to assist the team with AI-related tasks. Okay, best answer here is going to be A is correct. Now, there were two good answers here. All right, first of all, you don't want to just give away the work yet. Let the team work, and if they cannot figure it out or we cannot get the right training, maybe then you can do B. The other one here you could have done was D, got rid of was D, because you don't want to just deploy to, they don't understand the technology. You put in more automation tool may just complex the process more. Now you came down, should you facilitate workshops that encourages problem solving techniques, or should you get them the right training? Now, it tells you in the question, they lack the expertise. So if they lack the expertise, them doing problem solving is not going to help them because they don't know how to solve it in the first place. The best thing you can do when your team lacks a particular knowledge that they don't have, the best thing to do, the best thing the project manager should do is get them that training. By the way, guys, if you guys are enjoying this, can you give the video a like? Click subscribe to the channel. We do spend a lot of time putting these questions together and recording these videos. Would be greatly appreciated. Let's get back to it. 149. A project manager is coordinating a new environmental research project involving experts from various continents. The geographical spread of the team makes regular face-to-face interactions impossible. What should the project manager do to ensure seamless communication and collaboration across the team? Now, if you guys know me in the class, I always tell you guys face-to-face is the best form of communication. Adapt and advance project management and communication software. Okay. Set up rotational schedule for team members to adjust their availability for occasional synchronous meetings. By the way, synchronous and asynchronous. Synchronous communication is basically me talking to you like on a Zoom call or on a phone call. It's live. It's real time. Asynchronous is like what I'm doing here. This is asynchronous. It's not real time. It's not live. Create a cultural exchange program within the team to facilitate better understanding. Establish a system of regular email updates and reports to keep all team members informed. Best answer here, guys. Notice that we want, the question particularly points out this thing of face-to-face communication. And if you can't do it, if you can't do face-to-face communication because of a massive spread, continent spread in particular, the best thing here to do is to get the right technology to do it, as we have many options like Zoom or GoToMeeting. This here will solve the problem because now they can have seamless communication and consistent, not occasional communication. We don't need an exchange program, as this may take time. And you know what's better than email? This is asynchronous communication. Synchronous communication is much better, all right? So if you have good communication software like Zoom, that's considered synchronous versus email is asynchronous communication. 150. As the project manager for an innovative smart home device project, you receive a request from the stakeholder to incorporate advanced AI capabilities to improve design usability. The addition is expected to significantly enhance the product, but comes late in the cycle with a challenging deadline. All right, so this might delay the project here, guys. What should the project manager do next? Conduct an impact analysis to determine how the integration of the advanced AI capabilities affects the timeline and budget. Okay. Suggest focusing on launching the current version without AI and adding it as a feature in the next product release. Okay. Increase the team's working hours to meet the demand of integrating the new feature within the timeline. Negotiate for additional resource, specifically focus on developing and integrating the function. Now, I want to point out that you notice this particular question says, what should we do next? And if you remember what I said earlier, what should you do next is going to be to analyze something. Don't fix the problem yet, analyze something. How is this going to affect the project? Not just the timeline, but I want to point out that when you affect time, you're probably going to affect costs, making A the best answer. You shouldn't just add it in or just reject it. So B is like, hey, just reject it. We'll do that later. Never do that to a customer. Never overwork your team. Negotiate for additional resources before you do that. I would say you would do A, then B. If the question was like, hey, how do you fix this? What are we going to do to fix this? Maybe then you might need more resources to get it done. But in this one here, they're asking, what should you do next? In other words, assess the situation, bringing this set of questions to an end. Okay, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please click on that like button. That subscribe button would be very useful. And with that in mind, guys, if you guys enjoy questions like this, all right, we only got 50 more to go. If you enjoy questions like this, check on the link below. Get access to my TIA exam simulator. It has about, right now, and it's going to go up a lot more. The simulator is getting a bigger update next month. But we got 400 questions, about 400 questions with video explanations like this, questions like this. And then we have an additional, we have 2 full-length mock exams that are like this. We have a whole bunch of mini exams, which are like 15 questions each. Combine on that entire simulator, guys, you're looking at nearly 1,000 questions similar to this. So check the link below for my TIA exam simulators. And with that in mind, guys, I'll see you in the next video.